Hi, this is Group 29. Today we'll be presenting the topic of what roles does enterprise architecture play in the digital transformation in the banking industry. The shifting habits of customers and the current aggressive marketing environment drive banks to address their digitalization process if they tend to stay up to the current trend. This presentation aims to discuss and reveal the importance of enterprise architecture when banks carry out digital transformation. The structure of our presentation is as follows. First, the definition of enterprise architecture and digital transformation concept will be presented, followed by their interactions with each other. Next, the practice of digital transformation in the enterprise architecture in banking enterprise and its role will be discussed in the part 3. The final part of this presentation will also make suggestions for improving the enterprise architecture design and management when carrying out digital transformation.
Besides, I've introduced some current risks and problems. So firstly, architecture are normally referred to as the building construction, but recently it is increasingly used in the corporation. It objects to enhance the transition process from current state to the ideal future state, which helps corporation to balance the technology and business strategy. Bank has to react more quickly than its competitors in the technology sector because the financial market is highly competitive place. Enterprise architecture then plays an important role in combining the strategy and the technology. In other words, it means that they facilitate the better achievement of the goal. Then, how to establish a good enterprise architecture becomes a primary consideration. It is believed that TOGAF framework could help banks to build their enterprise architecture. That is, adoption of the suitable framework could potentially fill the gap between the management conception and the specific needs from customers. It analyzes the actual business capabilities and then comparing with their goal to determine the final decision. Besides, bank also has several risks and problems that needed to be solved by designing a good enterprise architecture. Firstly, the exchange risk. This risk is the risk that reflects the difference of exchange rate between today and 1 month later. Wrong prediction of this risk could lead to higher costs to bank. The second common risk is a customer preference risk, and it means that the financial product is always changing with the demands from customer. The third risk is interest rate, and it is kind of similar as the exchange rate, but it is the movement of interest risk between today and 1 month later. Also, with more competitors come into the market, the competition is increasingly higher in the bank sector. Lastly, the final risk is called long-distance working risk, and it is the most important problems that faced by the bank after the coronavirus 19. Firstly, the lack of human touch referred to the distance between the staff and the customer. Staff cannot really gather the reaction from the customer, and then it is hard for them to react quickly. The second one is the difficulties faced by staff who work at home for a long time. They may have no confidence to deal with their work after they're back to the office. And the last problem could refer to the inefficient interaction between the staff and staff. They cannot cooperate as they are in the office. Next, Jinfu will introduce the digital transformation part to you guys.
Digital transformation has various interpretations. One generally describes it as a constant networking of whole economic sectors and as an adaptation of players to novel features of the digital economy. Decisions in networked systems incorporate calculation and evaluation of options, data, and communication and analysis, as well as initiation of actions and enlightenment of consequences. Since the 21st century is about agility, adaptation, and generating novel possibilities, some believe that agility is more important than technical skills. Research also finds that maturing digital business economy invest more in integrating digital technologies like mobile, cloud, and analytics to transform their business work. It is worth noting that the aim of the enterprise architecture is not limited to present the process and the structure of organizations, but it is perceived as valuable for objectives like presenting the enterprise with a holistic perspective and assist in the alignment between IT system and the firm's operating model. The industry commonly invested on one of the two frameworks in digital transformations. Is either the Open Group Architecture Framework or the Zuckerman Framework. The TOGAF proposed a methodology approach for enterprise architecture development entitled as Architecture Development Method. It is an iterative process to create and manage an organization's architecture. The Zuckerman framework, on the other side, has a logical structure, usually has a 6x6 matrix that provides the 36 categories to describe and represent an organization from different stakeholders' perspective. Its flexibility, adaptability, and scalability perfectly fix the characteristics of the complex system architectures, which commonly exist in enterprises' complicated information system.
The third part is about the roles that EA plays in digital transformation of the banking industry. We have studied 4 main roles, and I will explain the first 2, and my partner Yi-Hang Lin will do the other 2 roles. Let's start with the first one, improving the alignment between IT and business. Modern banks are forced to increase both the efficiency and effectiveness of their business operations to gain competitive advantages in the market. They also adopt the new and practical digital transformation to achieve the firm's strategic direction and unlock the true potential of new and disruptive digital business models. Digital transformation requires the use of advanced technology solutions to reshape the business model, which requires very high collaboration between business and IT. And this is also the biggest obstacle to the digital transformation. EA is acting as a bridge between the real business world and the technical world. It is designed to undertake the business strategic goals. When the business needs and issues are clearly defined, the EA will address the needs or issues with the technologies to achieve business goals. It ensures efficient communication and collaboration and accurate information sharing within the organization through the consistency and alignment of business strategy and IT strategy. By increasingly adopting enterprise architecture during the digital transformation, banks can align and integrate their IT system, IT assets with business operations effectively to adapt and respond to the changing business environment. And the second role is strengthening strategic planning and IT decision-making. Factors that the leaders or decision makers in those banks communicate and interact with the most are the architecture department and the strategy department during the progress of digital transformation, especially when major issues rise in the banking system. The executive team normally seeks the basis for decision making from the enterprise architecture. IT investment decision making may involve the choice of IT technologies like AI, big data, blockchain, cloud storage, 5G, etc., into the digital transformation. When board members understand the importance of EA to their business model and invest the resources to support their decision making, it will ultimately lead to the success of banks' business goals, and digital transformation is more likely to succeed.
Thank you, Dehan. Hi guys, this is Yi-Hang Lin. Now I'm going to talk about the third and fourth role of EA. Information is an information management system that makes it tough or impossible to interact with other systems. Due to so, commercial banks have a famous reputation for giving customers the silent treatment anytime they submit service application or seek assistance. There's an online lack of engagement between the administration and with no continuity in internal policy making. Information could also present legal and management issues. The role EA in banking's digital transformation ushered in a unified platform that centralizes info as well as buys information platform and departments. The EA deploys a complete and accurate decision-making line that interact information from diverse sources, centralized critic and cheating risk policies, enact a set of rules, and enable real-time modification to facilitate regulatory and marketing improvements in banks. It is a financial plan for monthly, yearly, In the banking industry, budget requires significant as if done effectively. Banks can see exactly where their money will be spent and which service it is being used for. Having a budget system ensures the banks do not overspend, and it assists them in exploiting essential such as fund transfer and customer loans by offering services that they are appropriate for their proposal and within their budget. The EA play an important role in recognizing the demand of banks and working within their budget limit. It reduces the total cost of ownership for the many services required by the bank, such as transactional and customer management service. It uses the technology and innovation required to modify the bank's budgeting system. In the banking business, properly allocating and utilizing resources, whether human, technical, or otherwise, goes a very long way toward assist the bank as well as the individual who rely on it. As a result, banks allocating resource efficiency is a significant component of overall performance of the whole economy. EA frameworks assist in internal recruiting models, individual consultation, salary, leave, and talent recruitment of human resources. The framework clearly set the ability of banks by allocating resource efficiently and to use the optimized system design and remove duplications. When it arrives to technological innovation, leaders can make faster designs with EA enforcement and centralized IT practice. Next, let's welcome Han Yi to introduce the suggestions part for you guys.
As a new phenomenon, digital transformation cannot rely solely on the established common knowledge or long-term experience. So in this part, we will give some suggestions for improved enterprise architecture design and management in the process of digital transformation. These suggestions and measures cover the personal responsibility for completing digital transformation, the applicable management method in transformation, the implementation process and suggested data collection method to help long-term development. Firstly, senior managers are the key role to participate in the process of transformation. The financial industry usually has a fixed structure and process, which cause senior managers need to act as decision maker in the digital transformation for trade-off between new business and existing business practice. Furthermore, when discussing the relationship between digital transformation and leadership, information technology and strategic management need to be consistent through the leadership. More specifically, when digital transformation brings impact, leaders should combine human skills and help build initiative and cohesion. In real-world practice, it should be noted that more than half of digital leaders realize that senior management and strategic departments should be key participants in the digital transformation, but they do not interact frequently in practice. Secondly, when selecting management mode, Agile model is recommended to adapt to the changing environment. When flexible and adjustable EA is applied in digital transformation, banks need to perceive and respond to the cyclical adaptation stage. This means that companies should monitor dynamic changes in real time, continuously evaluate the adaptation of the cycle. Moreover, multiple teams will participate in the development process during the same time, and it is difficult to completely divide the responsibilities of team and the task boundary involved. This interactive task should lead to delivery schedule iteration problems between teams, which leads to the needs for Agile model management. Then we will talk about applicable management method in transformation. During the implementation process of digital transformation, bank can try to focus on core service first. To speak by a model approach can support a successful digital transformation with balanced technical capabilities and strategical capabilities. However, EA cannot identify the business defects that needs to be transformed, nor can it provide solution for how to process to speed. Therefore, we suggest that senior managers of the bank consider factors such as personnel, processes, products, and data, and conduct a comprehensive transformation in the accordance with priority level and use resources rationally. Finally, banks should be strategic with data collection and usage in the digital transformation. One of the important contents of bank digital transformation is to collect, sort, and analyze customer data and improve their insights. On the one hand, data comes from various businesses involving customer services, and data collection should not only consider for a particular project, since it can be reused and accumulated. On the other hand, the quality of collected data needs to be high enough to support data-driven tools for long-term development and profitability.